Hello there, gentlemen and ladies, Pastafarians and friends. Welcome to the stream. Today is the 27th of July. Here for the picture we have the Great American fucking thing there from, what was that, 15, 17? When was that? Yeah. A while ago, perhaps. Yeah. We got some good fucking... I think it's 2 years ago, though.
It's 17.
17.
Yeah.
From August 2017, Great American Eclipse. We went north from Denver into the state that is north of Colorado, which is Wyoming. Mm-hmm. And got into the totality corridor. We went pretty far into it. We got like a minute of totality. It was very pretty.
Yeah.
And also, I was thinking to myself that,
and now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. 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 Girl, what's your problem? 'Cause I know it's hard sometimes. Baby, just give it some time. Oh, honey, now, girl, we can solve them. If you'll just give me some time, I can open up your mind. If you let it shine, you can free your mind. 'Cause I know, and now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. 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 Girl, if it's done right, well, you know it's got to be something wonderful to me. Oh, honey, now, girl, give it one night. If you just give it a chance, loving you is not my plan. 'Cause I know one day you'll see all the things that we can be. Oh, no, no, no. And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I wanna be the only one. Oh, now I'm so high. And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. But now I'm so
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. It's me, Schizophrenic H. Here's Josephine LaRosephine. We are here in Safe Word Studios. And unfortunately, no, we're not. We are not high. It's Childish Gambino who is. I wish I was hanging out at his place right now. I could get so high. But no, we're sober as fuck. Dankrupt. If you would like to donate an ounce of weed to us, please go to the link below and buy us an ounce of weed at our local weedery. No, there's no link there. I'm lying. So today's Saturday, which is sort of, you know, the day after the holy day, so we're just sort of kicking it, recovering, dealing with our hangovers, as it were. Thank you for joining us. Let me get my notes. Oh, I don't have any. It's empty. No notes for today. That's alright. Maybe I'll write some down during the commercial song breaks. Yeah, I'm sorry too, Meridian Heights. I'm sorry about the sobriety. But we'll be singing some songs about it. About, you know, the need to be sober and, you know, the purpose of it and why the fuck we would do a thing like this. Because I don't know. I don't know the purpose of this. But at least we got some water. Do we have water? Yeah. Because we do need to take our prescription medications. Just need to get a prescription for the ganj, you know what I mean? Do you think can I get that on my my insurance?
My for mushrooms and a prescription for weed.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'll talk to my my pharmacist, no, my general practitioner. She's pretty cool. Maybe she'll help me out with that. Subscription medications, ladies and gentlemen, quite delicious. Josephine is doing art over here in her notes. You're making your notes all messy.
Cluttered.
That's the word. I was looking for the word cluttered, but I didn't really grab it very well.
You got me around.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about today? We can talk about David Lynn got arrested because June was Pride Month, I think you recall. Gay Pride Month. And he went into like a gay sort of section of town and started preaching to those people. And then the cops arrested him because he was sort of attempting to for hate speech and stuff, right? And then he was like, I don't know why they treated me like this. I was gonna preach there anyway, even if it wasn't Pride Month. And this is just Christophobia, he called it. And so we need to talk about these phobia ideas because some of them are not phobias. Because there could be Islamophobia. It very well could be that people have a phobia of you know, things on your head, you know. But I don't suffer from Christophobia. I suffer from fighting back. You know, it's not a phobia. It's no, we're enemies. Like, I'm not afraid of them. It's not a phobia. We have declared war upon each other. A spiritual warfare. And phobia is an intentionally incorrect description of what's going on. It's not a phobia. I'm very, very upset at the Christians and what they're doing. Like going into gay areas and saying that God hates gays. It's that's a mean thing to do. I'm not afraid of them for doing it. In fact, I want to hang out with them while they're doing it and call them to their face sinners and assholes and yeah, I'm not afraid of them. So yeah, David Lynn says that he's the sacrificial lamb of Christophobia, and I say to him, you fucking wish, you're an asshole. I've got this other song right here that we can listen to. It's about 5 minutes. Meridian Heights says, there's always hate preachers at the Chicago Gay Pride Parade every year. Most people just ignore them. Some people give them the finger. Some shout obscenities at them. There's always several cops standing nearby to protect the assholes. Too bad. Yeah, there's a video, maybe like a year ago of, fucking Reuben Israel and his mob outside of something or other. And, you know, they're so entitled to that fucking police protection, you know what I mean? And, you know, I like when the police come by and they're talking to me, I'm trying not to get arrested, eh? I'm trying not to get told that I gotta leave. I'm trying not to get told that, I have already disturbed the peace and that I need to go to jail now. But fucking Reuben Israel is all like, I deserve this protection, you know? Like, it's just obscene. It's obscene. And, like, I watched him preaching in the rain, making his cops stand in the rain, you know what I mean? Like, and Reuben Israel's the kind of guy that, like, when he goes out, he's got to get the thing he intended, you know?
Finish that script, or?
Yeah, he's got to do it. They're there to protest the this or that, and if they can't do it in the space they want, they fucking lose their shit, you know? He marches around in fucking down Bourbon Street during the gay days and shit like that, and so if he were to come up and be like, and they're like, you can't do it today, Reuben, he'd lose his fucking dick over it, you know? Mm-hmm. Whereas I try to be a little bit like, oh, well, that's fine, I got other places. You know, like, oh, I can't preach here? Yeah, it's fine, I'll go over there. Mm-hmm. But Reuben Israel's like, no, I need to do this for God, I promised! And like, all right.
This is my war.
I'm in a war! Yeah, Reuben Israel is a cock. And, you know, next time he comes to Denver, I want him to talk to me, and he definitely won't, because he's afraid to talk to people who know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. He's fine talking in the streets to fucking laymen and shit like that, but he definitely won't have a debate with a real Pastafarian fucking prophet. Nobody wants to have a debate with a Pastafarian prophet. I've been trying to ask people fucking for years and years. For 1,000 days I've been doing this. Over 1,000 days. I've been trying to get people to talk about this. I stood right in front of fucking Kerrigan Skelly and said, let's talk about this. And he just told the other guy to ignore me instead. He's like, don't engage with that guy. He's blah, blah, blah. And whatever he said was not true. I'm not that. I am legitimately a good faith conversationalist. I legitimately have read their book, and I know that they're preaching mythology. Holy shit, these motherfuckers are still preaching the goddamn global flood. They're preaching the fucking Adam and Eve. They're preaching the Tower of Babel. Like, all this shit is so fucking kooky in mythology. They may as well be preaching fucking Hercules killing the Chimera, fucking straightening out the fucking river. Yeah. Like, it's so fucking stupid. If anyone were to tell me that Muhammad broke the moon in half, it's like, no, he didn't. Right? Just fucking no, he didn't. You're a moron if you think he done it. Yeah. Like, where is the evidence that he broke the moon in half? And the only evidence is in this fucking book of poetry that a total pedophile wrote. And, you know, fucking the New Testament's written by Paul mostly, and his fucking cohorts that came after him. Jesus didn't write a fucking thing of it. Jesus is a total mythological figure. Totally mythological, just like fucking Socrates. And they're out in the streets, fucking talking shit. Yeah, and the fucking cops get paid to protect them. Like, it's gross. It's disgusting. Mm-hmm. I got blocked on Facebook by Jesse Morrell, so I'm going to have to make a new Facebook account so that I can read what he's up to. He's totally blocking me because I made fun of him. He was talking about capitalism. He was like, I teach my kids to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and he's saying, my kids are going to be good capitalists. And like, Jesse, you're not a capitalist. You're a fucking, you beg for money. Mm-hmm. You beg your, believing followers to give you money so you can go around and make more videos. That's not capitalism, dude. Capitalism is fucking work the means of production and produce something, and then fucking the world's a better place for it. You're not making apples. You're not growing apples. You're not fucking making clothes. You're not a capitalist, dude. You're an artist. You go around and you do art on fucking college campuses and he's like, I'm a good capitalist. I'm teaching my kids to be good capitalists. I'm like, you're not even a capitalist, you weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he had a really defensive response of, I edit, I produce.
Yeah. It was great. That's right. On Twitter, I saw it. He's like, some people are like blah, and it's like, you mean me? You don't mean some people. Nobody interacted with that fucking post except for me. Some people ask me blah 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 how I get fucking blah blah blah. Maybe we can find it. Let's look him up. Search Twitter for Jesse Morell, and I think he spells Jesse wrong, right? Is this... No, there's a lot of Jessies like this. Let's see if we can find it. He does post a fuck ton, though. So, it's going to be hard. Jesus, he's way ahead of us in this, in these posts. July 24th. Yeah, here we go. Someone asked me, what do you do for work, Jesse? No, that's not what I said. I said, you beg for money for work. You're not a real capitalist. I didn't say, what do you do? This is always a complicated question. First, I own a ministry for which I do internet marketing, video production, and public speaking and outreaches. And like, oh yeah, that's definitely what you do for work. That's definitely the product
that you... Just describing your hobby.
Yeah. That's not work, Jesse. That's religion. You know, like, he's such a goof. He's such a kook. I can't figure him out. There's more to read here, but I can't read it because of Facebook, because he blocked me on Facebook. Yeah. He doesn't ever respond to me, so apparently he's ignoring me on Twitter or something. I don't know. He's afraid of people who talk to him. You know, he only likes... agree with him. Yeah, he only likes people that suck his dick. Yeah. And he's afraid of people that tell him he's a fucking kook. Right? It's like, but you're wrong, Jesse. And he's like, you blocked. I don't think I have anyone blocked on Twitter or Facebook. Is there a way that I can go check out my blocked people and like? I think a true preacher would not be afraid of any reactions whatsoever. Would not need the blockage necessary. Although blocking is very, very common in street preaching on YouTube and stuff. There's lots of preachers who have all of the comments blocked on all their videos. Yeah, disabled. Yeah, they're totally disabled. There's this guy in England who like used to go out every week. I'm not sure if he does anymore. I used to search every day on YouTube for street preachers and then sort it by latest, right? I was listening to all the latest street preachers and talking shit about them. And you know, this is when I first started into it, trying to learn the things that people do out there. Right. Things that are common in the street from Christian street preachers. And now, like Lonnie Mathern, I'm kind of bored. Also, unfortunately, this fucking conversation with Lonnie Mathern, we were trying to feed it to the algorithm, like 5 minutes a day. Here you go, algorithm. But I'm so fucking bored of it. I'm just going to, of editing every day, posting a little bit, editing every day. I'm just going to fucking edit the rest of it and post it on up. And then it won't be such a fucking chore. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can be like, okay, we are going to talk to him again because we don't have any backlog.
Yeah, because we're out. Like, I should have talked to him again already. That's not how those letters work. But I'm still working on that last time we talked, so you know.
Algorithms, man. Those are meant for people that have interns.
Yeah, where you just throw it at the intern and like cut this up into 5-minute sections. Do it all on the first day or the first couple days. Yeah. So and we've got these people who are helping us out, and they're all like, "We like to help," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice, you know." Draw me some thumbnails, you know. We need more thumbnails, that's one of the things. We need a thumbnail every day for these fucking videos. So, you know, there's lots to do in this fucking ministry that we own. I own a ministry. Meridian Heights says, blocking on Facebook is easy. Go to their page. Blocking is as easy as to find as unfriending. Yeah, but how is there a list of people that I have blocked so that I can see if I've accidentally blocked anyone and then unblock them? Because I want everyone to be able to read the words of Flying Spaghetti Monster. I think the things that I post on Facebook will be helpful for many people to get out of the cults that they were part of. We were watching some documentary Now yesterday, and there was a two-parter on the Oregon cult from the early 80s. And of course this it was a parody, but it was a parody of events that really happened. I don't recall the name of the place. I'm gonna have to look it up, and while I look it up, you should listen to this.
On me dit que nos vies ne valent pas grand-chose, elles passent en un instant comme fanent les roses. On me dit que le temps qui glisse est un salaud, que de nos chagrins il s'en fait des manteaux. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. Serait-ce possible alors? On dit que le destin se moque bien de nous, qu'il ne nous donne rien et qu'il nous prend. Paraît que le bonheur est à portée de main, alors on tend la main et on se retrouve fou. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. Serait-ce possible alors? Serait-ce possible alors? Mais qui est-ce qui m'a dit que toujours tu m'aimais? Je ne me souviens plus, c'était tard dans la nuit. J'entends encore la voix, mais je ne vois plus les traits. Il vous aime, ses secrets, lui dites pas que je vous l'ai dit. Tu vois, quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. Mais l'a-t-on vraiment dit que tu m'aimais encore? Serait-ce possible alors? On me dit que nos vies ne valent pas grand-chose, elles passent en un instant comme fanent les roses. On me dit que le temps qui glisse est un salaud, que de nos tristesses il s'en fait des manteaux. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. Serait-ce possible alors?
That was Carla Bruni. Carla Bruni. I don't know. We'll have to ask Carla. So here's a little bit from the wiki here. But back in like 1981, this dude Osho Rajneesh was this, and you can check him out. He says some kooky shit. He thinks he's really funny. He likes jokes. One of his bits is, and I'm sure he stole this from a stand-up comedian, but one of his bits is, the word shit has so many meanings. It's like, alright. Or maybe it's fuck. But, you know, it's like, wow, that's comedy dressed as spirituality, revelation. It's just comedy. But, so this dude Rajneesh, it changed his name to Osho later, but he came in, bought a thing for like $6 million, and it was a ranch, and they were like, we're gonna make food, and then people just kept showing up, and eventually there was 7,000 people on this ranch, and they had it all set up like a town, and the nearest town was like Antelope Valley, Antelope, Oregon. And it had a population under 100 people, and so they brought in 7,000 people, and so they just voted everything they wanted. And it's very much like when the Mormons showed up in Nauvoo, Illinois, and started making, like, people just kept showing up. Mormons just kept showing up into this town. And they kept sending missionaries out to everywhere English was spoken. And they would get fucking people to come from England and Canada and hang out with them in Nauvoo. And you can read the Nauvoo about it at the time, and it's very... they described the sort of disappointment a young lady would feel when she arrived at the town, because they were selling it as this, Zion, this New Jerusalem, holy city, and when you got there, it was a swamp and just disgusting. And then the bishop, and then the prophet tried to fuck you, like, it was supposed to be this one thing, and it turned out. Check 1, 2. I don't know. Maybe it just died for a second, but we're back. We're back. So yeah, Rajneesh was reading the comedy to his followers, and so then, I think he was still touring around. He was very sort of cryptic, but then there was this lady who was in charge of it all, and she got to the top of the Rajneesh Param ranks. And she was like, you know what we need to do? Semi-automatic weapons. And there was a fight with the local, not like a gunfight with the local people, but, a political voting fight, and everyone was pissed about it. And so what this chick did, and her name was, let me see here, she went by Sheila, Ma Anand Sheila, and she eventually, tried to get everyone sick in the town. She tried to kill everyone in the town with, she had people go to local restaurants with salad bars, and then, fucking put shit in the salad that would get everyone sick. And I think it was shit. Like, I think it was, salmonella. They're trying to kill everyone with salmonella in the local,
45 people hospitalized.
Yeah. They attacked the town with salmonella, and that's just a thing they did. Like,
wow.
They're having fun on their commune and doing whatever, but then they're like, you know what we should also do? We should fuck with those guys. Mato Frit says, greetings, here is Lion from Zion. Man, now I'm crying. And it's so hot that I'm frying. Well, at least I'm trying. Lion from Zion. That's Bob Marley, right? Or is that the King of Ethiopia? There's another cult we could talk about. Fucking Bob Marley really thought that the King of Ethiopia, and Bob Marley's not from Ethiopia, by the way. King of Ethiopia was Jesus' return, and he was trying to tell us all about that. And it's like, Bob, you could just sing the songs. You don't have to tell us who Jesus is. So, yeah. So then she got arrested. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here. Salad bars of several restaurants in the Dales, the county seat of Wasco County, with salmonella, infecting 751 people and resulting in 45 hospitalizations. Wow. It's known as the 1984 Rajneeshi bioterror attack. So, Scouts honor, there will never, never, never be a Pastafarian bioterrorism attack. It will be, we'll have some sort of controversies, but there'll be things like, they were giving out free weed. They weren't paying all their taxes on the weed, is what it's going to be. So it's not going to be the Pastafarians. And it would be really nice to buy this exact same place if it's not overdeveloped yet. I would love to live in Rajneesh Puram. But we're definitely going to have a flying spaghetti monster Puram if we get to the funding levels. Yeah, because it's nice to build a commune where everyone can get together and shit in holes and have cold showers and dance around all day and dig in the dirt and fucking not eat enough food because we can't grow enough food for everybody. People love that. It's a very great religious experience. Jack Iron says, "'Tis I. Hello, Jack Iron. pasted a link that I found horrid in my hometown. I thought you might like to read it sometime. I don't see a link. Where is it? Found horrid in my hometown, Jack Iron. I would like to read it. Did you link it to my Facebook? Is that what you're saying? Let me check out my Facebook. Yeah, I don't see it. We'll find it, I suppose. And so anyway, this was in season 3 or whatever of Documentary Now, which is done by some really good comedians. You know, some of the SNL dudes. It's got Bill Hader, who is hilarious, and Fred Armisen, who's hilarious also. Yeah, it's got some good episodes. This particular episode, double episode, had what was it? What was his name? Owen Wilson in it, and he's great. Love Owen Wilson.
It also had oh man, it had a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, Michael. It had Batman in it. Yeah. Michael Keaton was in one of these episodes out of nowhere, so that was cool. But yeah, it's based on this Rajneeshpuram that really happened in the 80s, and no Americans know about it. And it's like, yeah, you remember when that cult poisoned everyone in that town with salmonella? And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, in 1984 in Oregon, one of the cults. And this was after Jonestown, right?
Yeah.
And so,
I think so. Well, at least according to the documentary.
Yeah, but Jonestown was in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And this was 84. So, you know, we should have been aware of the danger of these high control groups. But, yeah. So she went crazy for her Jesus. And Rajneesh, the dude, Osho, he was super into fucking people. Like, he'll just fucking tell you right away that sex is great, and sex with him is super great. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, he's really kooky. I'm not sure if he's still around. I could click his name here. What's your Facebook, and I'll message you. My Facebook is it's Schizophrenic Mitch. But also you can get me at mitc.hell.908. That's my number on the Facebook. mitc.hell.908. Because my name is Mitchell and it's got the word hell in it. So I put that as my last name, and then, you know, Facebook was really confused about it for a long time. And then I changed it because I went to these branding meetings, and they're like, you gotta get all your brands, you gotta make sure your brands are brandy. And it's like, Brandy,
get them all together.
You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
Get your shit together. Put it in a backpack.
So, Osho has died. Osho died in 1990 in India. He was kooky. Like, a lot of these guys are kooky. You know, you look him up and you're like, shit, this is really... People really fucking followed this guy? Mm-hmm. Fucking, I could definitely get some followers then. People can follow me if they're gonna follow Rajneesh Chandra Mohan Jain. It sounds like he was a Jain and then he gave that up to fucking form his own thing. In the 1960s, he became known as the Sex Guru. Fuck, I want to be the Sex Guru. That sounds rad. So if you're gonna talk to me and you want to call me the Sex Guru, that sounds cool. I'll be the Sex Guru. Yeah. So, you know, that was funny, and it's one of our tiers on our Patreon. Let me see if I can find our Patreon tiers here, and we can kind of go over it here.
Yeah.
We're making 12 a month with our free patrons. Thank you very much, patrons. That's very nice of you. Let's see. How do we do our, oh, look at this. I got an income button. You want to look at our income button? Earnings. How many dollars do we have, Patreon? Because we can't take it out until we get to, like, what? $100. Mm-hmm. And so, our total, do we have a running total? Earnings before tax, total refunds? Oh, man. This is hard. I need a fucking accountant, eh? Mm-hmm. So we started making some money in December of 2017 is when we really started getting some pledges here on the old thing. Patreon. $10 for a while, 12, 14, 12, and then to 2 we went, and now we're back up to 12. So that's fun. Wow, that's a lot of... where's the total? Maybe we can get it out. It looks like it's over 100. Did we already get...
income, there's earnings.
Earnings. Let's check this. Did we already get any money out of this? I don't
Yes,
think.
we
I don't
have.
think so. What's your Facebook, and I'll message you. Please post your Facebook next. Okay. This is me. I think this is how you get to me right here. Oh. Does that work? Is that a link? Does that link to anything? Let me check here. Yeah, that's me. Schizophrenic Mitch. That's me with my goggles. Also, that picture there with the double rainbow, that's right outside my door. The door that the wind is blowing. You can probably hear the wind.
And I signed that.
Yeah. Newsinadvance.com. Liberty University article is called Culture of Fear. Let's grab this. I'm gonna grab this during a song. And guess what? I've got a song already. Here it is.
What up, world? It's your boy, just one of the guys down here. Well, I could be more specific. I'm a human. And just wanted to, you know, for the sake of all of us Earthlings out there, just wanted to say, we love the Earth. It is our planet. We love the Earth. It is our home. We love the Earth. It is our planet. We love the Earth. It is our home. Hi, I'm a baboon. I'm like a man, just less advanced, and my anus is huge.
Hey, I'm a zebra. No one knows what I do, but I look pretty cool. Am I white or black? I'm a lion cub, and I'm always getting licked. Meow.
How's it going? I'm a cow. You drink milk from my tits. I'm a fat fucking pig.
I'm a common fungus.
I'm a disgruntled skunk, shoot you out my butthole.
I'm a marijuana plant, I can get you fucked up.
And I'm Kanye West.
We love the Earth. It is our planet. We love the Earth. It is our home. We love the Earth. It is our planet. We love the Earth. It is our home. We love the Earth.
Ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, ba-dee. We are the vultures, feet on the dead. We're just some rhinos, funny as heck.
I'm just a giraffe, what's with this neck?
Hippity hop, I'm a kangaroo. I hop out there, up and down with you. I'm an elephant, I got junk in my trunk.
What the fuck? I'm a clown.
I'm a wolf,
I'm a squirrel looking for my next nut.
and I'm a pony, just a freak horse.
But, come on, get on. Yeah.
Giddy up, let's ride.
HPV, don't let me in. I'm a koala and I sleep all the time. So what? It's cute.
Love you, India.
Dime chicos, ahora amamos la tierra.
Woman, I beat you. Come on, everybody. I know we're not all the same, but we're living on the same Earth.
Have you ever been to Earth?
Everyone who's listening has been to Earth, Ariana. We're not making music for aliens here.
Are we gonna die?
You know what, Bieber? We might die. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, there's so many people out there who don't think global warming's a real thing. You know, we gotta save this planet. We're being stupid.
Unless we get our shit together now.
So I think little Dicky there is sort of helped us out there. He's going to save the planet with that song, with the new "We Are the World." So yeah, good job, little Dicky. Way to save the place. This month is the hottest month of all time. Paris clocked in at their highest temperature ever recorded since they've been recording. Oh Christ, is this the third one? Jesus, guys. This is something else. Something else went bling blong. It wasn't. It wasn't OBS. That's good. It's only cut out while the music's playing on my end. Says Meridian Heights. That's
cool.
good.
Thanks,
That's lucky.
Meridian Heights, for the info.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We're dropping some frames though. So here's this article here that Jack Iron has linked to us. It's about. It's very long. It's about working with the working on the local newspaper for for Liberty University. So yeah, so and it's run by Jerry Falwell's kid. Is that right? So Falwell Jr. What's this dude's name? But Jerry Falwell Jr. There we go. It was easy. Is that a picture of Trump in the back? Or is that his daddy? But anyway, someone was. The article begins to how someone got a job at the newspaper and was like, oh, I noticed this newspaper doesn't tell us what the cops have been up to, like all the other newspapers in the world do. So let me go work on that, and then got in a lot of trouble and had to apologize to the cops for even attempting that. Wow. And then continues. So very strange. Very strange, these and I went to I'm Mormon. I was raised Mormon, and we've got a college. We've got BYU with a number of campuses in Idaho, in Hawaii, and these are very sort of thought control-y places where you're going to get busted if you say the wrong thing and you're going to get asked to leave. And if you find yourself in a place like this where if you say your opinions out loud, you're going to get kicked out, that really is your best option. You can stick around. You can censor yourself and try to be nice and stick around. But it's nothing good is going to happen out of it. You're not going to change them for the better. They're very, 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 very good at giving a shit about how bad they look and just telling you to shut your fucking mouth and get the fuck out. And they're going to tell you eventually you're not one of us. Because any dissenting thoughts or opinions means you're not one of us. That's what it means. Is when you have a thought that doesn't quite fit into what they told you to think, you just throw it away and you try to have their good thoughts. And so if you think to yourself, some of this might not be true, we might be pretty mean to the gay people, maybe the gay people are killing themselves more often than not gay people because of the way we're treating them, you're out. You're done. You're fucked. And if you don't believe me, go ask Sam Young, go ask all these other fucking people who've been kicked out of churches that they definitely belong to. Yeah, we can talk about Sam Young a little more, I guess. It only cuts out in the music, that's good. What means ASMR?
Mate, Fritz, this is, here's some ASMR for you right here. It's, designed to make the back of your neck sort of stand up and have a kind of feeling that you had back when you were a very, very young person and were cuddled to sleep quite often, and cradled to sleep like a baby.
And it makes the back of your neck stand up, and it's really kooky. But some people are into it. Autonomous sensory meridian response, because he likes to go to the meridian heights. Hard to explain. Yeah. I explained it pretty good. I think I gave you a good example of what the ASMR is. It's huge apparently on YouTube. You can go get Aubrey Plaza doing ASMR for you if you're into that sort of thing. And live ASMR. I hear these places where you can just get some live ASMR for very low cost. You let me know if you need some Pastafarian ASMR, and we'll do that. A video for that. Meridian Heights is making fun of us though. Hey Mato and Jack, I'm glad you showed up. I hate being the only one here. Well, alright, yeah. But it was only for 20 minutes that you were here alone. Who's the best? Ephemeral Rift is the best ASMR-er. That's funny. So yeah, I've got all these now. I've got everybody during that song. Everyone friended me on Facebook. Now I've got so many more friends. You're gonna see all these all this music. You're gonna be like, he just does the same thing over and over. That's right. I do just do the same thing over and over. Dude, we haven't gotten any money out of Patreon yet, have we?
I feel like we have.
We have? We've cashed out Patreon once?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't that other one? It wasn't the GoFundMe.
We did both.
We did them both. We got money from both of them. Alright. maybe this month we'll try to cash out Patreon again. We'll see how much money there is in here, and I'll use it to go down to the town. There might be a trip to town soon, tomorrow, the next day, maybe.
Sometime coming up, yeah.
I might be preaching in Denver in the next couple days here, in the next week, and we'll fucking post that video. For some reason, I think, Mato, that you can post links in here. Maybe I can change it. Participants, pop-out chat, toggle timestamps. No, I don't know how to change the live chat so people can post links. I can post links because it's my chat, but you know, I'll figure out a way. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Probably I won't, because I don't like doing homework. We're doing 2 hours of homework a day here, to you guys from like 10 a.m. to noonish. Maybe not on Saturdays though, because we keep getting these disconnection issues because everybody's home from work looking at their porn in the morning porn. You know how it is. But yeah. Let's see here. We were talking about Rajneesh Puram, which we're gonna do. Oh, that's right. We're gonna go to
Oh, good one.
where's our lists? Maybe if we go here. Because we got a list of tiers. Is that right? Mm-hmm. The membership tiers. Oh, and pretty soon we're gonna be working on shirts. We're gonna go down into town and see if we can talk to some people about printing some shirts for us.
Yeah.
So if you have any favorite designs that you've seen, either in our thumbnails or in our handouts, do let us know so that we can make those into the best shirts that you guys want.
View all on goals.
View all on goals to the left.
Oh, go back up.
Goals. View all.
There you go.
All right. So here's our goals in no particular order. When we get to $100 a month, we're gonna do 2 videos a month. When we get to 200, we're gonna do 2 more videos. So up until about 1,000, it's just like videos. Here's some door knocking videos, response vids. We've got a series of videos called Totally Wrong. We only have 2 of them, but I like that. They're like 5-minute videos where someone says something and I just sort of take it out of context and call them stupid and dumb about one thing they said. That's gonna happen when we get some money. Gaming videos, 3 a week. I don't think we're gonna do that. I think the gaming videos are out. But we did have the this stuff is from like 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. But they were good ideas. But yeah, the gaming videos were like the Zelda videos. Mm-hmm. I liked that series. We could do that again. And then we've got sermons, internet news. That's right, internet news. That's a good one. What's Wrong with the Bible series. There's a lot of good series on here if you want to fund it. Street Talk Show. We've got a couple of those. They take a lot of work, the Street Talk Show. But we definitely can do it for you. Downtown Celebrity Center. When we get to $6,000 a month, we're going to rent some space on the 16th Street Mall or Venice Beach, depending on where we're at. $3,000 a month we can pay for this shit if we get to $6,000, and I'll just be there. We'll just put up the fucking cameras, live streaming all day long to the fucking passers-by, and they can wave at the cameras all day. That would be great. What's after that? Touring van. We'll get a touring van and drive around. Can we open this in a new tab and read it? No. Does it, like, it fucks up when I do that? Yeah. We will procure an autonomous, totally electric touring vehicle to more quickly and effectively bring the truth to you. Are there street preachers in your area that need protesting? We will be there. That's a good idea. These things are super out of order. So 12,000. What's after 12,000? 25,000. Our monks will grow weed at 25,000 American dollars. Our cult will be able to establish a monastery for the faithful, a place where believers from all over the world can come together and serve the planet. As a meditation, we intend to have a large garden that produces the proceeds of which would help to offset the cost of room and board for parishioners. Wow, these are bold ideas here. 50,000. Let's move the cult out to Venice Beach. I think we might have to review these things. Maybe we don't need 50,000 a month. 100,000 a month, we'll be able to fund a 200-ton frigate. Wow! Our very own Pirati Sea Org in international waters. That sounds awesome. And I guess the big one, the 2,000 a month, is 200,000 a month. Good gracious, I'm bad at reading. Skitch Mitch Param is what we call it. At this level of funding, we will begin creating our very own Mecca, a utopian city made by and for followers of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. We'll have our very own Nauvoo Rajneesh Param Jonestown, guaranteed no murders/suicide. So these are our goals here on Patroniums. Also, we've got the tiers of
when you the tiers are how much you
give. If you give some money, if you give a buck a month, you get access to our unlisted YouTube videos. We might go through some of those. Mostly those are just early videos that I'm too embarrassed to show the world anymore. That $2 a month, we got the digital dump. It's all these pictures that I show and like a couple other things, a bunch of scans and stuff.
Yep, you can download them. You can use them for your own flyers.
That's right. They're in a lot of these are in the public domain. $5. We were gonna do a monthly behind-the-scenes audio publication in the office, and then the social club at $10 where we just hang out and talk shit. We've got one person here that is in the social club, but instead I just talk to them on Twitter and just be like, hey, what's up? That's our social club right now. If you want to give us $10 a month, you can join us. OT6 level OT6. This is a joke about the Scientologists. Yeah. But if you give us $25 a month, you'll receive in your mailbox every month samples of our latest tracks and handouts. Look for ultra rare signatures. Oh, that's funny. Kind of like, trading cards.
Right.
That's a funny joke. It will help you. And then at $50 a month, we'll brain shampoo. We'll send you stuff that will seemingly arbitrary instructions that will help keep your brain squeaky clean. Look at all these things. Preaching partner for $1,000 a month. I'll come to your town every month and we'll preach. If you just give me $1,000 every single month of your life, that can be yours. We'll hang out every month. Just like kind of like a prostitute, but a little bit different. Because of, the sex is not guaranteed. It's only maybe sex when I come and see you. That's right. No sex promises. Never had a friend like me, says Jack Iron. That's from that show. I pledge $1 a month to you on Patreon. Oh, thank you very much. But my CC has no money on it sometimes. Man, I'm in the very same situation. I don't think I've had a CC with money on it for like 5-6 years. A while ago, I was working in oil. I would do this thing where I would go around to oil refineries and with this device that would smell all the valves and see what's leaking and all the stuff. I was in air quality, it was called. I'd go to Saudi Arabia. I coded some shit for the back end of Excel and VBA. I was making some money. I was making like $60,000 a year. And then one day I lived in Oklahoma, and one day I went to this place where they were fracking, and saw how incredibly industrial this was, and then I noticed that those earthquakes that I was feeling were definitely caused by the fracking, and I was like, oh shit, am I a participant in ruining this planet? And then I had to really check it out, really look at it, and the answer was yes, absolutely, I am profiting from the death of this planet. And I said, well, I gotta stop doing that. And so, quit oil, and now I've been doing this ever since. Well, this and being a father, I was just a father for a while, which was really nice. It was a lot of fun. And I still am a father. But now I do this in my hobby space, trying to make as much money with this as I did in oil. Hopefully, just around the corner I'll be making $60,000 a year again. That would be great. Jack Iron says, my friends are continuously asking me for the evidence of Jesus' sin. Is your notes on the Bible available in your Patreon? I think that at $2 a month in the digital dump, there is a copy of my first book of scripture.
No, it won't work.
Yeah, we definitely scanned it. I remember
Yeah.
the fucking hour just fucking flipping it over. Scan, and we'll put it up there if we can. But I read it all on the videos. If you go back 3 years to the early videos, I read through the entire book there. But we can go over the sins of Jesus because he said he was different from you. He said he was special. He said he has seen God. He didn't. He said that he knows the way back to heaven. He doesn't. He said there was a place called hell that if you fucked up, you go to. There's no such place. He said that he would come back. He will not. He said that he was perfect. He wasn't. He made his mom cry when he was 12. He lied to the high priest about where and when he spoke his doctrines. He smoked the fig tree for no fucking reason whatsoever, which is definitely a sin. So, you know, the
He
sins
said
of...
there is only one way, and there's as many ways as there are people.
Yeah, he says there's one way, and there's one way for him, and there's one way for you, and they're not the same way. Every time you meet someone, they have a way, and it's not yours. It's not a way you've ever seen before. So he totally misunderstood all this stuff, and then he preached it as if he received his instruction from angels and shit. So that's a sin, is sort of lying about where the information comes from. He was racist. He treated Jews and Gentiles differently. He was sexist. He treated men and women differently. And he was mythology, and that's a sin in of itself. Not being a real person, that's a sin. You know, Hercules had the same sin. Thor has the same sin. They're not real. It's a sin to not be real. Be a real person, otherwise be a fictional person. A fictional person pretending they're a real person, that's a sin. If Spider-Man was like, no, I'm not fictional, I'm real, that would be a sin of Spider-Man. He shouldn't do that. So, you know, there's many sins of Christ that we could go over, and not all of them are in the book. One of the worst things that he done is he hid the truth from people in his own age. He was like talking to his boyfriends. They were out in public and his boyfriends were watching him, so he was telling the parables because he loved to talk in parables. I think it's in Mark that he does this. And so then the people go away and he's with his boyfriends and he's all like, did you like that story I told, boyfriends? And they were like, well, we liked it, but we didn't understand it. And he's like, you guys are so dumb. Let me explain it to you. And then he did. And they were like, why do you do that, Jesus? Why do you tell the stories as parables in public and then tell us the truth about it in private? And Jesus goes, well, I say it coded in public because if I just say it out loud, then people will hear the truth and believe it and be saved. And I don't want that. So, you know, hiding truth is another of his sins that he's definitely guilty of. Yeah. But I do think that my notes on the Bible are available for $2 at the Patreon, and if they're not, that's where they should be. It should be in the digital dump. There should be a copy of my first book of scripture, or I guess my how old was I? 37th volume of scripture. And if you want to, send us $100, we can print out a copy of it at Kinko's, and send you a real hard copy of my handwritten scriptures. And if you want my original book, it's yours for the low cost of $2,000. That would really fucking change my life here. You can have this book if you promise to keep it safe. I've got a copy of it. Yeah, $2,000 now. It'll go up, when we get more famouser.
It's always going to go up.
Yes. Meridian Heights says, Joe's art is awesome for a t-shirt. Yeah. Lots of it is. Lots of it is, like, straight up perfect for a t-shirt. She's still thinking about the designs that she wants to do it, but, until she comes up with specifically t-shirt designs, we can use any of the art that we already have. We have lots of options. Jack Iron says, and also, in part from the article, I found it horrid that a hypocritical Christian is censoring the students. But I'm sorry, is there a particular subject you're covering, mate? Today? No. Today, I don't have a particular subject. I have no notes. My notes are incredibly blank compared to how they've been for the last couple weeks of streams that we've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm sort of behind in conversation. So no, absolutely, Jack Iron, your input is more than welcome, and is probably a miracle, you know, from the Flying Spaghetti Monster, because I'm out of content. And so who comes in with some fucking content to talk about? Jack Iron. Talking about the hypocritical Christians censoring the students. That's right, in that newspaper. Because, you know, it's so Orwellian, right? And so there's a thing on the, let's see, in this article there's, let me find this phrase that I saw. Posted a column on the Liberty site disputing sensational stories and that we do not allow opposing views. If there's one thing I'm certain of, wrote somebody, Falwell, it's that there will be a strong and critical response to this article by a few former students, and a handful of national media determined to paint liberty in a completely different light on these issues. So this is gaslighting. This happens a fucking ton, and the president loves to do it right now. This gaslighting thing, because you know, he said, I didn't read the Mueller report. Sorry to get political, but it's gaslighting is what's going on. And gaslighting is very dangerous, and it comes from these high control groups. And so, you know, the president's trying to make America into a high control group, and that's real kooky. It's really weird, and we should not... I mean, I'm not saying we need to go riot in the streets or anything like that, but we should say, no, thank you, that's gross. Because... he's saying, the Mueller report totally exonerated me. And then Mueller shows up, and they say, did you exonerate him? And then he goes, no. And then they ask the president, so Mueller says he didn't exonerate you, and the president says, well, he can't exonerate me. And it's like, but you've been saying for months, right? And so, so if someone just changes their story when new information comes out, and they're right anyway, that's gaslighting. And, you know, they're doing it with the fucking dinosaurs and the flat earth and the flood and all these things. They just gaslight you. And it's very dangerous, and it really is the sign of a very weak and frightened mind to say, when new information shows up, to just sort of reject it and just tell a story why it's not important.
Why they're still right.
Right. And if you're doing it as a parent, you can stop. You can stop very, very soon. Because if your children come up to you and they say new information to you, and you try to remove that information from your head so that you're not wrong, you don't have to learn, that's gaslighting, and it's not a very good parental sort of trait. Maybe from the parents' point of view, you know, they have to do a lot less homework because they don't have to figure out what the hell that kid was saying. They don't have to acknowledge the fucking feelings of that kid or whatever. But from the kid's point of view, if your parents doing it to you, that's fucking real bad. Yeah, narcissists do it a lot. There's this subreddit called Raised by Narcissist that is very helpful in these ideas, especially, and God's do it. Say dissenting views. Yeah, I got kicked off of that. It's the same thing. They're narcissists there as well. They have the same problem. Don't dissent, because this is a, and same thing with ex-Mormon. I've gotten kicked off of the Raised by Narcissist subreddit and the ex-Mormon subreddit. The two that I recommend them the most. I've been kicked off of them for my dissenting views. Yeah. Mato Fritz says, hell is only for Christians, we are safe. That reminds me of a sort of the doctrine taught to us by the late prophet Terry Pratchett. He, in his Discworld series, the afterlife was what you believed it was going to be. And so nobody was disappointed in the flat Earth or in the Discworld. They, when you died, you knew what was happening. What you thought would happen happened. Yeah. And so that's very interesting. So you can't go to hell unless you believe in hell. So that's nice. Only Christians are in danger of hellfire because they're the only ones who believe it. And it's sort of the same thing with Satanists, right? Only Christians can worship Satan. A real Satanist doesn't believe in Satan, right? They just believe in criticizing the Christian majority. They just believe in the weaknesses of the Christian metaphor, and so they recognize the value of the satanic character, the Judas character were valuable, and Adam and Eve, what they done was part of the plan, and then God hates them for doing their part of the plan that He assigned to them and created them for, and He hates them for it. And it's like, cool, well, He's a dick for that. That makes God a penis. If he needed Judas to betray Jesus, and that's why he was picked as one of the 12, and now Judas has to go to hell because God picked him to do this very special job, that's a real shitty fucking reward from the God that assigned the job to you. Yeah, so that's a little bit of that. If I had $1,000 to spend to spare, I'd give it to you in a heartbeat, mate. You changed my life. Oh, that's kind of you to say. Both the thing about the money, but mostly you changed my life. That's very nice of you to say. That would be...
That's beautiful.
Yeah. We could eat edibles and chill, mate. No prostitution necessary. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But that would be very fun. And that's the point, is somewhere around here, there's somebody with some a little bit of extra money, right? And it doesn't have to be any of us, but, when we find, 100 people with maybe $10 a month that they can spare, this thing will be a totally different animal, eh? Especially if we can find a video production company that wants some fucking content on their basic cable channel, like Vice, the Vice TV, channel, yeah. Vice whatever, TV, cable, I don't know what they call themselves. Mm-hmm. If they want to give us $1,000 a week, we could fucking make some real interesting content for them. So, yeah. Let them know. We definitely could eat edibles and chill. Like... Something's wrong with my stomach, though. It really eats edibles, so I like to do the sublingual. I'll have the drinks, eh? I'll get 100 mgs in that thing. I'll shoot it back, and then that's just 4 hours of sunny days, eh? Uh-huh. What a lovely time it is when you've got time to give to edibles. That sort of 4-hour arc of happiness. Yeah, I like how it's like I like this article about Jerry Falwell's thing being like, we're normal, we're fine, and they're like, no, you guys are real restrictive and fascist. Your thought crime, your punishment for thought crime is very severe.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to him. Hey, I bet he will never, ever respond to an interview from us because he's afraid of truth, just like everybody is. Afraid of someone who comes in and says, "Well, yeah, but the Bible's not true," right? Like, you can't have a conversation with these people unless you're willing to grant them that God talks to them all day, every day. Mm-hmm. And if you're like, no, that's just you, Jerry. He fucking won't talk to you at all. Like, what a cruel thing to say. And I say it to everyone, Jerry. Mm-hmm. It's not just you. I say it to the Muslims. I say it to the Mormons. I say it to the Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know why you're special. I don't know why you think you're the only one that doesn't have to deal with the criticism that you're saying you know what God wants, but in reality you don't. Expect something from Patreon later today. That's kind of you, Jack. Thank you. And I'd very much enjoy your endorsement to my business. I'm a voice actor, and if you ever need a voiceover, let me know. Oh, congratulations, voice actor Jack Iron. I have a friend who is a voice actor. She recently was able to voice one of the characters in the new Star Wars area in Disneyland. I'm very proud of her. Yeah, I'll get your Twitter there and
I'm making a note of it, Jack.
Oh, look, Josephine's writing it down right now. We'll sort of cross-pollinate with the social medias, if you know what I mean.
We've been thinking about doing sock puppet news.
Sock puppet news. or reenactments,
Uh-huh.
sock puppet reenactments.
Yeah, especially the Bible. That'd be hilarious.
But, you know, I do have a whole quiver full of different voices. So, you know, I'm also a not voice-over actor. But I do act with my voice. Here I am, using my voice to act. But yeah, no, congratulations. It's a hard gig, from what I understand. You gotta keep the hustle. You gotta fucking find the group of people. Yeah. She goes to, she's part of an improv group every week. Yeah, my voice acting friend. And so, yeah, it seems like a very difficult job. But yeah, best of luck, and we'll do that. Redonk is here. I'm broke as fuck. Didn't expect shit from me. No, absolutely. That's the normal situation here in this universe. Is broke as fuck, or at least in this capitalist society that we have. So, yeah. Your support is appreciated any way that it is given. And, you know, sitting here all day for 2 hours and listening to me talk shit is incredibly supportive.
Yeah, because we get new subscribers and we get...
Yeah. Us sitting around all day, a group of 6 of us talking is sort of hopefully what will get the Christians to come into the room and ask us the questions, and we can have these long conversations with Christians about why they are immoral people and they need to give up their belief in false gods and they need to fucking repent today. But for all of our people who are thinking about supporting us and supporting us by being here and wondering how else they can support us, this song is for you. Here's a song.
How about getting off of these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I am full up? How about them trying to spare untangling carrots? How about that ever-elusive cutout? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence. How about me not blaming you for everything? How about me enjoying the moment for once? How about how good it feels to finally forgive you? How about grieving it all one at a time? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence. The moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I could handle. The moment I jumped off of it was the moment I touched down. How about no longer being masochistic? How about remembering your divinity? How about unabashedly bald
There's Alanis Morissette, the voice of our generation, the voice of the Zennials. She had that album, Jagged Little Pill, and every single song on that got played on the radio. Every single one of them. Yeah. She was. It didn't happen to too many people around that time, but fucking Alanis Morissette just fucking tore the radio up for a few years before an album. And also, she was on that Nickelodeon show, You Can't Do That on Television, which is one of the best shows of all time. It's where the slime came from, isn't it? I think so. Because if you say I don't know, you get slimed, which is stupid. Be punished for saying I don't know. But they wanted to slime people. You definitely should not be punished for saying I don't know, though. Jack Iron says, I recommend you to my friends, to you, and I do my best to illuminate truth to Christians in my small town. You should love passionately and lower the cost of cable. Yeah, and hopefully reasonably priced love and an egg. Let's see. Maybe our cult needs to target the rich, says Redonk. Maybe they do. Maybe I need to go to the rich areas of this area, of the Denver area, the very rich houses, and knock on all the doors, and be like,
closeted atheists that need a guru.
Yeah, the atheists that need to be told there's more. There's more to life than atheism.
There's more to do.
There's a lot of work to do, and if you don't have time to do the work, that's fine. I'll do it for you. You just give me tons of money, and I'll do it. That's a really good idea. These are some video ideas. I was knocking on doors about a year ago, doing some door knocking as sort of like a Mormon parody. But my cameraman was very, very nervous at the time, and so I think I've got a not so nervous cameraman now. Where is this thing? Who's that lady? Introduce her, or better yet, let her introduce herself. This is Josephine LaRoche. She's a porn. Are you talking about this lady right here in the studio with me?
Voice actor.
Oh, the lady that the voice actor friend of mine. Her name is Amanda Troop. Let me see if I can find her Twitter here.
But I'm also Josephine.
Josephine is in the... Yeah, that's Josephine here. She's in the studio with me. She's sort of my segment producer here, given to me by the production company we work for. We both work for Safe Word, Propaganda and Pornography Studios. And she's got this... she was working on this show. I can't really get into it a lot because this is a family-friendly sort of stream right here. Sometimes I help her with her stream, and then she's assigned to help me with mine by the corporate beings, the meetings we go to, and so, you know, we're all just doing as we're told. But she's here to sort of remind me about all the shit we have to do during the break. She was like, don't forget to do your Instagrams. I'm like, yeah. She's like, don't forget to remind people about all these ways they can give money to you. And that's the point, though, is that it's not just money that is helpful. Saying, being here is very kind of you. Saying kind things to me is very helpful. Saying... Spreading the word of Pastafarian. Telling other people about the channel and being like, he's really kooky, but, you know, if there was a true cult on this earth, this is what it would sound like, and you can't deny that. You know, all of this stuff is incredibly helpful. It's not just money that's helpful, although I know a lot of people who will disagree with me on that. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find my friend here on Twitter. This is where I communicate mostly with her. Here she is. Amanda Troop. But these are two different ladies we're talking about, just to be clear. So, let me see if I can get you this voice acting friend of mine. Yeah. Here she is. This is easy. Maybe it didn't work, though. Yeah, there it is. So she's a voice actor. She's, doing some shit. Death of Superman in theaters 1, 13, and 14. Interesting. She, does some work with the Easy Allies. I don't know if you, guys play video games. But I know those guys too, some of those guys. Yeah, friends from high school. We all went to the High School for Geniuses out there in the Southland, in the South Bay of California. She recently had her first baby, which I find to be very, very interesting, at around 40 years old. I had my babies at 25 to 30 was when I had my babies, and that was a bit late, I think. You know, for Mormons, it was late. Everyone was looking at us and being like, "When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna have the babies?" Pardon me. Good God. Yeah. So, were we talking about anything interesting? Do my best to illuminate truths to the Christians in my small town. Good for you. Good work, Jack Iron. You may want to check out Magda Bosco. And today is the day of links, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's get Anthony Magda Bosco's YouTube here, and we can link that. He's very, very good. Shoop, here he is. He's got 334 videos, 33,000 subscribers. Good God, we're only at 750. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's our next subscriber goal. And it's taking us a while. Here's Anthony, but what he does is a thing called street epistemology. It comes out of this book by a guy named Peter Boghossian, who wrote a book entitled A Handbook for Creating Atheists, I think is what it's called. And so he goes over the Socratic method in there, and a thing he calls street epistemology, where you go out and you don't ask people what they believe, though that's part of it, and you don't ask people why they believe it, but you ask people what that method is. What is that method that you use to do it? Because the method is generally, I believe my mum and dad is the method that they use to determine whether a thing is true. Yeah, my feelings tell me it's true. So, and then you ask the question of like, cool, is there anything else that you use that for? Is it generally a good way to come up with decisions, or often bad? And so it's and he likes to shake people's hands afterwards. He prides himself.
Doesn't say his opinions, right?
Right, unless they ask for it. He doesn't like. Yeah. And so, a lot of people say, schizophrenic mate, you should be nicer. And no, I shouldn't. Anthony Magda Bosco's already doing it. If you want nice, go see him. He's a nice guy. And secondly, no, because it doesn't work. Go watch how many people don't deconvert to Anthony Magda Bosco, the fucking best in the world. Watch how it doesn't even matter. Walk away and they'll treat him like he was total jerk to them, and he didn't once. So the point that I'm making is, if you go to Jerry Falwell and you say, Jerry, I don't believe what you believe, he considers himself persecuted and attacked. I had this conversation with some flat earthers, and Redonka's subscribed to Anthony Magda Bosco. He's helping Anthony Magda Bosco get way ahead of me in the subscriber list. That's fine.
3001.
No, he's very good. I had a chance to interview him a couple years ago. We were both in Redondo miraculously. Thank you, Flying Spaghetti Monster.
You and Anthony.
Yeah, and I was so fucking nervous interviewing him that I didn't even turn the camera on for the first half of it. It's so embarrassing. We talked for like 20 minutes with the camera off. I don't even want to think about it. The embarrassment is so incredible right now. But he's still doing amazing work. He's doing more and more. He's been traveling to places and promoting this. He's doing very, very good work. He's a great man. But his methodology is not the fucking silver bullet. There's no such thing.
Right.
So yeah,
it's just different ways.
It's different ways. And so you learn about what he's doing, learn the fucking methods he uses, use his methods whenever they're the most useful methods to use. But there's no one way of fucking doing this, because the problem isn't as black and white as it is in a religious scenario where there's God, there's the devil, they're fighting, pick a side. It's not like that. It's the actual sin is ignorance. We're all born ignorant, and we're all just day by day, educating ourselves and others, and coming out of the darkness of ignorance. And there's no end to it. You're never ever going to be educated. You're just becoming more educated. You're never going to be done. You're never going to be finished with your ignorance. It's going to haunt you your entire existence. But anyway, he's a great guy.
Some ideas.
He has really good ideas, ways to talk to the people around you without really starting fights. Though I like to start fights. I mean, fighting is communication. These debates, these loud and passionate debates, I've got no problem with them. I think they're very good ways to communicate things that we care about. And if I say to a Catholic, but you're fucking lying to all these people, you know, he should have a response, you know? Like, you are preaching fucking false truths. You're saying that the flood happened and it didn't, and so you're a fucking liar, and it makes me angry.
You're calling people that think about murder
actual murderers, and you're having them confess it in the streets to their children. It's obscene. Yeah. It's an obscene thing you're doing. And so I want them to respond. Mato Prince says, Earth is flat, Atuin knows. Atuin is the name of the world turtle that the 4 elephants of the Discworld are marching upon. Yeah. Atuin is the name of that turtle. Terry Pratchett's works are more worth reading. He co-wrote Good Omens with Neil Gaiman, and that's on Amazon Prime right now. That's about 8 episodes. It's fun. It's got Dave Tennant in it, the Doctor Who guy. It's got the guy who played Frost in Frost v. Nixon. They're both very cute. Yeah. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a good one. And that sort of Douglas Adams but fantasy is very fun. I like Terry Pratchett more than Douglas Adams, though I was raised on Douglas Adams, fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in middle school and shit like that. But yeah. Lol, sounds like you farted in front of your crush. Well, you know, she's seen a lot more than that, eh? Preach the way preachers preach. Wait, let's see. Nah, preach the way preachers preach. That shit works and it's very entertaining. Yeah, that's what I do. I do it because it's fun. I do it because this has more to do with me than other people. Whereas Anthony Bosco is caring about other people. Good for him. Good for him, and do it as long as you can. That sort of give a shit bone in his body, you know, that fucking care for other people. Great. Good job. That's some good stuff. I'm not telling him to stop at all. And in fact, I'm promoting him. I think he's great. But I'm not stopping what I'm doing because it's different than what he's doing. I think satire is very, very communicative. I think illustrating what's wrong with what they're doing is better than telling them what's wrong with what they're doing, because they can ignore what you're saying, right? But if you know they can ignore what I'm doing, right? They can ignore it if they want. I'm not saying I'm unignorable, but I'm saying that I have met a lot of people who have had to defend their faith like they have with me. If finally they defend their faith, and it's like, that's right, because you guys are not being persecuted, you're not being attacked. If you were, you would have had to defend it before.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had this conversation with some flat earthers, some real life flat earthers, standing in front of me for 40 minutes. Sat on my... I carry around a toolbox with all my shit in it, and often I set it on its side and I put cloths over it so that it looks like a table. Yeah. And so on this particular day, I was sitting on my upturned toolbox with a sign that says Jesus lied, and I was talking to people. And during this entire 40-minute conversation, until we were saying goodbye, I was sitting down. And many times he at least 2 times, he sort of towered over me. One of the times when he was finger pointing, trying to remove the demon from me. Another time when he was telling me that God was talking to me in my heart, and I was just ignoring him. And then still had the fucking nuts, the fucking absolute balls to say that I was attacking him and persecuting him. Like, he said that. And then later, I made him retract it, and he did. And, he retracted that statement that I had been attacking him, because I have been sitting the whole time. He approached me, and he towered over me. And I'm a pretty tall guy, 6'2", and 3. I'm 6'3" on some days. You know, your bones are kind of weird. You know, you sleep and you wake up. You measure yourself right when you wake up. You're 6'3", and when you go to bed, you're only like 5'9". You know, hunched over. But you know, I'm 250 fucking pounds, and this guy just was just all up in my shit, and then acted like I was attacking him. And so, yeah.
He's like, Jesus told me about this.
Yeah, Jesus said I'd have to fucking yell at you. And here I am doing it. And what's the worst part? The worst part was that he had taught this shit to his wife, his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Like, he was telling her that it was a flat earth. Yeah. And I feel really bad if I had led the people that I love astray. Right? Like, if I feel really bad about every fucking baptisms that I was part of as a Mormon, and all the people that I led astray. And so they were people that I just met out in New Zealand and knocked on their doors and said hi, and you know, these weren't my families, and you know, I do love these people. I have a journal with their names in it and all of their. It was a very good time for meeting people and being emotionally connected to them through spiritual means and stuff. And so I definitely did love these people, and I am embarrassed about leading them astray. But to think about the crime of leading my wife and children astray, and just the absolute failure of responsibility it would have been to just tell these people that the Mormon God is the true God, and then having them go to church and then wake up from it and be like, oh shit, I was so fucking wrong to the people who who deserved better from me. It's just a nightmare. And then for this flat earther to have convinced my wife and children that the earth is flat. What a sad story that is. So anyway, you know, the Earth's round. I'm not afraid to say it. If you know someone who is a flat earther, we can debate. We can have a debate. And you know, debate and argument sometimes mean the same thing. Debate and conversation sometimes mean the same thing. And I'm not afraid of any of it. Jerry Falwell Jr. Like Ken Copeland, is that the guy down here in Colorado Springs? I want to go talk to him. He got kicked out for being too gay, right? He was super gay, so he had to fucking start over. And now he says he's got a handle on his gayness. And so I'd really love to talk to him about it. It's like, cool, but do you still want to suck a dick? You know, like, do you still want to? You just choose not to? You want to touch some very young Filipino boys on their abs and arse and penis? Or do you not have those feelings anymore?
Yeah, and talk to Jack. Is it Jack Shepard with the cake shop?
Jack Phillips.
Jack
Phillips. Go back to talk to Jack Phillips. I think he's being sued again, so maybe he'll be lawyered up again. Yeah. Really shut up. So that would be sad. But I do my laundry in the same complex. The same strip mall that he's part of. Like, that's where I do my laundry. It's this great place. We can come down and do laundry together. It's super duper. They're only closed like 5 days a year. But, just so many people. And that fucking Catholic. God damn, I want to fucking talk to that guy. I want to have a debate with that asshole. What fucking gives him the cojones to come out onto the street and be a street preacher for Catholicism? Yeah. Jesus.
Not accept any comments from the public.
Oh my God.
He's on the street.
And he was like, I have this lecture that I've been thinking about. And it's like, you're not allowed to lecture me. We can converse. Please no lectures. And he's still fucking full on lectured. Anyway, here's a little bit more music. I'll look around and see what else there is to talk about, and then we'll wrap it up. But here is music, and we'll be back for the last section of this show. Thanks everyone for being here again, everyone who's here. And we'll be right back.
Painless with immense distance. From medic, from colleague, friend, enemy, foe. In 5 years from misled from Utah. Do not spray into eyes. I have sprayed you into my eyes. Last rattle, last chokes. All colors and cares, glazed to grey, shriveled and stricken to dots. The left hand grasp, but the body grasp not. The photographic more. 3.1415 at life, no longer my more. Faded for home, we have 54 doors open like arms, my love. Painless with a great closeness to Kappa dark after nothing reunited with his head and with you, Taro. I have sprayed you into my eyes.
There. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So that was Alt J Taro. Yeah, I've got a little bit of homework here apparently. PK, that's your homework, says Mato Fritz. I got some homework for you, I guess. We've got a little bit of preaching here for you at the end of this. We've got like 10 more minutes of this. Oh my god. This whole thing here is like, we're not even receiving anything from you right now. That's crazy. 13,000 dropped frames. So, 15% of this stream has been dropped. My apologies, friends. I think it's because it's Saturday. Maybe I didn't reset my router. Maybe I've got to do that. But maybe my bandwidth is low because I'm up here in the mountains and everyone's sharing the bandwidth on Saturday because they're all home from work. Also, people love to come up here during the summer because it's quite beautiful up here. So they come up here when they escape from their work. They come up here. So I was told to be nice when I was younger. I was told that niceness is the best thing you can do, and I don't believe them. You don't have to be nice to other people. I guess you can if you want to. It's a nice thing to do. If you want to be nice, you can. But it's much more important to be nice to yourself on the inside. That's where it matters. Is the inner vessel. You can only be as mean to others as you are to yourself. So if you can learn to not be mean to yourself on the inside, if you can learn to forgive yourself for being less than perfect, it's much easier to do it. Or it's not easier to do it for other people. It's what will happen. It's what you will do. You will treat them like you treat yourself. Because the golden rule, fucking Jesus didn't come up with it. He stole it from the Greeks. He stole it from the fucking Buddhists. He pretended that God gave it to him, but it was other people. So we're all in charge of a tiny little part of this universe. My molecules are mine, eh? I claim possession of them, eh? They make me up. Here they are. They're mine. I control them. I tell them what to do. And in my little circle, inside of it, I want it to be as clean and orderly and safe as it can be. Mm-hmm. These molecules that I claim, I will use them to do orderly things with them. It is my responsibility to order them, to make them
educated and clean.
Kind and educated. The molecules in my brain that can hold the information. It's my responsibility to give them good information, to teach them truth. The atheist experience says, I want to believe. Matt Dillahunty, he has a thing that he says a lot that says, I want to believe. He probably stole it. I want to believe as many true things as I can, and I don't want to believe untrue things. Like, it's not just I want to believe all the things that are true, because then you could just believe everything and you'll definitely have believed all the things that are true. Mm-hmm. But also I want to not believe things that are not true. And every day there's more and more to learn. Every single day you are limiting yourself with your interest. You have the help. Obviously you're listening to me on the internet. And also on that same internet is every single book that has ever been written, and you can go read it. Much like the library that the orangutan takes care of in the Unseen University. It's all there. It's just nobody's going into the library. But all that shit in your head, that mind, that's your responsibility. Nobody can clean it up for you. You've got to clean it up. And so a little bit a day, make a checklist. Clean it up, have some exercises you do. Yeah.
Some kind of self-reflection, some kind of friend talking out loud where you can confess your points of view.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, to bounce the sounds off of other people and hear what they think about it. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully some better... and maybe I'll have some notes. But again, thank you everybody who came to hang out with us today. Meridian Heights, Jack Iron, Mato Fritz. Let's see, who else is with us today?
Redonk, Meridian Heights.
Redonk is here. Meridian Heights, I said. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. this is just a daily stream, and so I don't really have. It's not full jokes all day every day, but we can go over some of the bits. We can go over some of the sermons that I've preached. If you have videos that you like, we can go listen to them and rederive those ideas.
Yeah,
and
because as a changing human, we have different views on what we've said back then.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So yeah, it'd be fun to be like, okay, well, Skits was wrong here.
Wrong? Good gracious.
Totally wrong.
Wrong. I just sort of
Misunderstanding.
Yeah, totally wrong. So yeah, thank you. I'm having a blast in my real and actual life. I do this because it's fun. I hope that you guys have a very similar thing in your life, that you do the things that you find to be fun. I hope you're not living in a sort of slave situation, an indentured servant situation.
Repressed situation.
Yeah, I hope you can free yourself.
Yeah, be as fully human.
Yeah, humans were made to be free, and we really have no other option. If you're pretending that that you're plugged into a system, you're not. You're pretending, right?
Mm-hmm.
The system isn't what saves you. The system isn't what gives you life. You have life, and you don't owe it to anybody. It was given to you by the flying spaghetti monster because he loves you and he wants to see what you will do.
What's your path?
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone. See you tomorrow, and much, much love.
É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É o resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho. É um caco de vidro, é a vida, é o sol. É a noite, é a morte, é o laço, é o anzol. É peroba do campo,
É o nó da madeira,
caringá,
é o matita pereira,
é madeira de vento.
a
É
ribanceira,
um mistério profundo.
é o queira ou não queira.
É o vento, vento. É o fim da ladeira. É a viga, é o vão, festa da comida.
É a chuva chovendo, é conversa ribeira das águas de março, é o fim da canseira,
É o pé, é o chão,
é a mastradeira,
passarinho na mão.
pedra de atiradeira,
É uma ave no céu,
é uma ave no chão,
é um regato, é uma fonte.
é um pedaço de pão,
É o fundo do poço, é o fim do caminho. No rosto desgosto, é um pouco sozinho. É um estrepe,
é um prego,
é uma ponta,
é um ponto,
é um pino,
pingando,
é uma conta,
é um conto,
é um peixe, é um gesto.
é uma prata brilhando,
É a luz da manhã,
é o tijolo chegando,
é a lenha, é o dia, é o fim da picada. É a garrafa de cana, o estilhaço na estrada.
é o projeto da casa, é o corpo na cama, é o carro enguiçado, é a lama, é a lama,
É um passo,
é uma ponte,
é um sapo,
é uma rã
é um resto
de mato
na luz.
da manhã.
São as águas de março fechando o verão. É a promessa de vida no teu coração.